Waiting, 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 waiting. And welcome to race number 8 of 29 here in the 1992 Throwbacks. Let's put the points on top as we are having an absolute slugfest of a points battle through the first 7 races of this season. Alan Kulwicki, first one to 1,000 points this season, has just barely edged in front of Phil Parsons after what was a chaotic North Wilkesboro race. Kyle Petty ended up getting only his second career victory, and third place in points is the highest that he's ever been in his career. He's only got the 2 top 10s though, so obviously the team's got room for improvement. As far as laps led, that's not a good indicator of who's dominating either. Nobody's even at 100 to this point in the season, which is quite remarkable. Wins are all over the place, top 5s are all over the place, top 10s are all over the place. This points battle is seemingly going to turn out to be absolutely insane, as we figured this 1992 season was going to be. And we're going to get crazier. We're going to the paperclip half-mile Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. This is an insane racetrack. Let's go ahead and take a look at qualifying. Get those times off of there. As we get a qualified speed of Davey Allison. He is on the pole with a pole speed of 92.674 miles per hour, with Bill Elliott in second at 92.290. We'll go ahead and get you the top 10 here coming up. We got Davey Allison on pole and Bill Elliott here in second. As I said, we've got Tim Richmond in the 25 car there in third. Ricky Rudd in fourth. We've got Jeff Bodine in fifth. Rob Moroso sixth. Phil Parsons is in seventh. Alan Kulwicki will be rolling off in 8th and ninth. We have Darrell Waltrip, always dangerous at the Martinsville Speedway. And in 10th, we have Sterling Marlin. And that's someone that usually doesn't have a ton of success on the short tracks. We'll have to see how he does. Last week's winner, Kyle Petty, he is going to be rolling off in 13th. Here is the command for today's race. As for whatever reason my audio fails. Alright. We'll get that fixed. There we go. Getting that fixed. Turning that down. Alright. Alright, there we go. One more thing we need to do. Get you guys up that. As the cars roll off of turn number 4, and the green flag is out here for Martinsville. They dive off into corner number 1. Davey Ellison seems to have a good enough run through there. The battle's going to be for second behind him. Tim Richmond and Bill Elliott side by side as they dive off into corner number 3. Pretty dead even. There's that big bump through the middle of 3 and 4. Looks like everyone's going to be able to get through there pretty clean. Lap number 1. No problems. Davey Allison's got the advantage. Tim Richmond looks like he's going to pull away with second position there. Not to fret, that outside line might start coming in here soon enough as you see the James Finch car down on pit road. That would be Jeff Purvis, 51. Meanwhile, Jeff Bodine, he's going to be moving up to the 3rd position. Bill Elliott in 4th. And Phil Parsons slowly coming down here to the 5th position. And here we go. Parsons hard on the brakes. See if he can outbrake Ricky Rudd. Driver that's got a lot of Martinsville wins. And speaking of Martinsville wins, nobody's got more than the king of short tracks, Darrell Waltrip. You will see him probably do very well once again today. We'll just have to see how that ends up going about. Anyways, we've got Jeff Bodine here. He's going to be battling for the 2nd position. Going to try to take that position away from Tim Richmond if he's able to get up there. As And there we go, he used the bumper a little bit. Jeff Bodine using the bumper to try to get around Tim Richmond there. Will it be able to work? Richmond's able to use that high line very well at this speedway. We've seen him do it before. But it looks like Bodine's going to be able to get the advantage of Richmond. Can Richmond cross back over into turn one? No, he cannot. Bodine's got the second position. Meanwhile, Davey Allison, he's starting to run away here. Allison trying to have another fantastic race. Remember, he got his first win since 1988 this year. He would love to add win number 2 to that column, and win number 3 to his career. Tim Rich, and then you can see here the battle for 5th still going on. Ricky Rudd refusing to give that outside lane to Phil Parsons. Parsons trying to edge out. This is a battle for 5th. Meanwhile, further back, we can see Kyle Petty. He's battling really hard here with Alan Kulwicki. Rob Moroso also just barely staying in the top 10, and someone that we usually talk about a lot on these short tracks, Brett Bodine in that really fast Oldsmobile, the 75. This is always a team they have to keep a close eye on. The Ramok Enterprises, number 75. These guys have some surprising speed, and Brett Bodine is definitely very good on these short tracks. Meanwhile, Phil Parsons is holding on really well to this 5th position, but Ricky Rudd is he's battling really hard on that outside line. You saw Darrell Waltrip and Alan Kulwicki get side by side, but it wasn't enough. Look at the run that Rudd gets. See, he might be able to clear Parsons on the outside, and he's probably one of the fastest cars on the track if he's able to stay on that outside lane. Phil Parsons backing down. Able to get back to the throttle. Can he beat the 26 to turn 3? No! He gets spanked to turn 3. Yeah, Phil Parsons did not get off of turn 2 very good, and it seems like he's struggling to get off of turn 2 in general. As you saw, Alan Kulwicki try to make a full pass on DW, and DW is right back down to the inside of Alan Kulwicki. You think you're going to be able to pass someone with 11 victories at Martinsville that easily, Alan? I know that you're the champion from a couple years ago, but that seems like quite the proposition to say the least. Alan completely unable to hang on to his position. Now he's sliding way back. He's lost the position to Bodine. It looks like he's going to almost lose this position to Petty as well. Meanwhile, Ricky Rudd really hanging hard on this outside line for 5th. These guys have been side by side for about 10 laps now. This has been quite the battle, to say the least. I think it's going to be in Ricky Rudd's best interest here if he just lets the one go. You got to figure these guys are battling really hard, wearing out their tires. Oh, maybe this will finally be the shot that Parsons needed. Rudd did not get off of turn 4. Very good. Parsons should be able to slide up in front of Rudd here. Not able to get it done. Parsons should be able to clear him here. Rudd's not been terrific off of turn 4. He's got him. Not quite. Man, Rudd pulls even. Look at how deep into the corner he's driving that thing. Ricky Rudd using a ton of brake here early on. He might not have a lot of brake left when it comes to the end of this race. Meanwhile, up front, Jeff Bodine's actually gotten around Davey Allison. We'll go ahead and back this up a little bit, see how that ended up happening. It seems very similar to how he got around Richmond. He just dived really hard into turn 1. I don't think he got the bumper to him, but he definitely got Davey loose. Oh, wow. Yeah, Davey messed up coming off of turn 4. Easy lead for Bodine. As Bodine pulls off. And we still got this battle going on for 5th. Meanwhile, where's Brett Bodine come out of? I told you gotta watch out for this freak speed out of this 75 team. Every once in a while, they'll just roll off with a car that'll be able to finish in the top 5. Has Ricky Rudd cleared Phil Parsons finally? No. Oh, man. I thought that was gonna be it right there. Brett Bodine. Oh! Contact between Brett Bodine and Ricky Rudd. 3 wide coming off of turn number 2. Somehow, Ricky Rudd is still side by side with Phil Parsons. This is an incredible drive out of that 26 crew. Is Brett Bodine going to force the issue? 3 wide for 5th. Wow. I mean, Parsons basically got 3 wide, still going into the corner. Good Lord. Brett Bodine's around him, and the 1 and the 26 are still side by side. Incredible. Neither man giving an inch. And meanwhile, Brett Bodine just casually goes on by. His brother's winning this race pretty handily right now. But both of the Bodine brothers currently inside the top 5. Phil Parsons still can't get around him. And this is not typical to see out of someone who is second in points to this point in the season, too. I mean, you got the points leader right here in Alan Kulwicki. So, he's right there as well. But this points lead is so close. Like, a dominating win for this 9 team up here could easily catapult Jeff Bodine, if not into the points lead, very close to it. If you score a maximum allowable points, which is 185, 175 for leading, 5 points for leading a lap, which he's got, and you got to get the 5 points for leading the most laps. You get all that done, that's going to throw that 9 car way up in the stats. I don't know if it'll get him the points lead, but it should get him pretty far up. Both of these guys do have wins to this point in the season. Someone who doesn't have a win to this point in the season, I think, is rather surprising. Bill Elliott. This man has been with that 9 team that's currently in the lead right now for most of the 80s. That was the team that he dominated all the big tracks with. And the 90s rolled around, and it doesn't seem like that 9 car is as fast as it was back in the 80s. Junior Johnson comes knocking on Bill's door, and Bill decides to say, hey, let's give it a shot. Severs ties with Melling, goes over here to the 11 team. Meanwhile, Brett Bodine looks like he's just going to blow right by Bill Elliott. That 75 car is flying right now. Yeah, he's actually easily the fastest car in the track by over a full mile an hour. That 75 car is on rails. Anyways, going back to Bill Elliott, this is his first year with Junior Johnson. And Junior Johnson, one of the most successful owners in NASCAR history. 6 championships as an owner. 3 with Cale Yarborough, 3 with Dale Earnhardt. And here he is trying to get championship number 7 with Bill Elliott. I'm sorry, 3 with Cale Yarborough, 3 with Darrell Waltrip. Man. Earnhardt's got a championship with Osterlund, and he's got the 2 championships with Childress. The championships in 86 and 88. But his first championship in 80 was Osterlund. Bill Elliott, of course, the 1984 and barely 1989 champion. And he sees the person that he battled that 1989 championship with right in front of him, Tim Richmond, someone that really also hasn't necessarily been the same form that he was in the 80s. Once the 90s started turning around, he's been running very well here in 1992. That 25 team has been cooking, to say the least. This 75 team is flying by everyone. I don't know what they've got going on with that car, but that car is the car to beat by a mile. I don't know what they've got going on with this 75 machine, but you're going to see him get around Davey Allison here in short order. Wouldn't surprise me if he also gets around Jeff Bodine here really soon. But the Bodine brothers now 1-2 here at Martinsville as we go to lap number 35 of this 125 lap event. And you guys start wondering when our pit stop's going to be coming. You should expect them somewhere around lap number 50, but we'll see what the strategy ends up being pulled. This is typically a 2-stop event if it goes green all the way, which it has. But it is a bit of a rarity at Martinsville, to say the least, with all the beating and banging going on. And it seems like Jeff Bodine sees his brother Brett in the mirror, and he has decided to turn on the jets. He's going to try to put Ted Musgrave a lap down here. Actually, I think we're about to see some pit stops. Or not. Oh boy. Cars all stacked up here. Kyle Petty's all bent up out of shape. Believe that means that the caution's going to be coming out. Yeah, the caution flag is out. Trying to figure out what happened here to Kyle Petty. He was running in the top 10, so did he get dumped from this position? You can see the battle between Ricky Rudd and Phil Parsons still going on. It's unfortunate that had to come to an end. Looks like Chad Little's going to hook the 42 coming off of turn number 4. He's around, and Dale Earnhardt gets into him. And there you go, Jimmy Hensley getting involved. Terry Labonte also getting involved. Looks like Rick Mast. Morgan Shepherd involved up there. Dale Earnhardt getting a really bad part of that. As the caution flag is now out, as we see everyone down on pit road. We'll see here. Yep, Jeff Bodine out first. Davey Allison second. Then Tim Richmond third. Ricky Rudd fourth. Phil Parsons 5th, Alan Kulwicki 6th, Chad Little 7th. Believe you're going to find Bill Elliott there in 8th, followed by Darrell Waltrip in 9th, and Larry Pearson should be coming out in 10th. This is, of course, not counting the people that pit on the back straightaway. Now, pitting on the back straightaway is a huge disadvantage. If you pit on the back straightaway, you're virtually guaranteed to lose a ton of position. And Brett Bodine was one of those people that have to pit on the back straightaway. We'll see where NASCAR scores them. Right now we have a bunch of people trying to catch up to the pace car. It's always interesting to see how NASCAR scores these things. But yeah, Jeff Bodine got way out of the throttle. He saw that the caution was there. Brett Bodine got into him. Now, I don't think that that's going to hurt either the 75 or the 9 all that much. But you can just see how much of a disadvantage pitting on the back straightaway is. Brett Bodine losing 2 positions there to Tim Richmond and Davey Allison respectively. So it's always difficult, whether if it's at Bristol, at Martinsville, at North Carolina, or at Darlington. If you get assigned a backstretch pit, it is very, very hard to be able to win from that pit road. It's a similar situation if you have to pit out on Gilligan's Island at Sears Point. That's another very, very difficult pit road to win from. But then again, it's very difficult to start that far back and then be able to win anyways, because you have to start like 35th or worst, I believe, at Sears Point to even pit on Gilligan's Island. So, yeah, it's going to be really difficult to win there to begin with, and then you have to actually be fast enough to win and overcome the disadvantages of not pitting with the leaders. It's very difficult. I'll pull up the scoring here real quick. 24 cars are on the lead lap. Michael Waltrip on the inside is the first car 1 lap down. As we come to the line, The green flag has been redisplayed here at Martinsville. Michael Waltrip got a good jump there. So, wow, look at this move by Jeff. That was an incredible move by Jeff Bodine. He's going to be able to retain the lead with that move. And Davey Allison's going to be able to slingshot into the second position. So there's your lead battle right there. Jeff Bodine has started to pull away from Davey Allison, as they're now 1-2. Meanwhile, Tim Richmond just puts all fury going into the corner. I don't know if he missed it or if he locked up his brakes or whatever. It was all up in Dale Jarrett's business getting into that corner. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wants Dale Jarrett to get out of his business. He's got to get around that 18 car. First year team, and meanwhile, that car that was flying earlier, the 75 of Brett Bodine. And oh boy, Tim Richmond's turning. Does that give you an idea, Dale Jarrett? Hello, Jarrett. It seems that you have a former NASCAR Throwbacks points champion in your rearview mirror. Would you like to let him go? I mean, his dad's a former NASCAR Winston Cup points champion, so I wouldn't say that specifically. You know, Ned Jarrett being one of the greatest in NASCAR history, obviously. And we saw this move before. Is he going to make it work again? How do you make a move 3 wide on this track? Brett Bodine just seems to be able to be... He can just run anywhere, and he is fast. He is the literal track bender today. Good grief. Yeah, the 75 is on rails. I don't see how that car loses today. They've definitely found some speed in that Oldsmobile, to say the least. We might see a very rare Oldsmobile win today. But in order to get the W, he's going to have to get around a very dominant Jeff Bodine. And that car is also on rails. Take a look at fastest lap times. It is the 75 of Brett Bodine by almost a half a mile an hour. Crazy. As we go further back into the field here, I just wanted to see if Phil Parsons is still crazily battling with other drivers. It's not surprising to me to see this one car starting to fall through the field. He was battling with Ricky Rudd for so long, using that inside line, using all of that brake to try to get around him. So it's not surprising, for me anyways, to see that one car starting to slide outside the top 10. See, Mark Martin's got the idea. He took the position away, but he's going to let the one car go a little bit, because that's going to help him save his car for the rest of the race. You don't want to use up all your equipment. I think Phil Parsons here has realized the definition of using up all your equipment. Yeah, I doubt that there's a lot of brake left in that one machine. He is definitely on a backwards trend, though Mark Martin completely missed the corner there. I think that had to do with Ted Musgrave also missing the corner. Yeah, it was just following the 55 into that turn, it seems. One driver we haven't talked about much all day is short track ace Rusty Wallace. He is slowly working his way through the field. He's up to 7th. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the top 3 by the end of this race. He is also flying. A 91.218 mile an hour lap time puts him as 3rd fastest on the grid, only behind Brett Bodine and Davey Allison. So that 2 machine, they definitely found something in that car as well. That should come as no surprise. Rusty Wallace has been bad fast at basically every single short track that he's shown up to for the past half decade. He's the defending champion. So it should come as no surprise that this 2 machine, they've won the most races out of the past 2 seasons. So Yeah, Rusty Wallace, safe to say, he's pretty much on top of the NASCAR world. He's been lighting up the tracks ever since 1988 when he burst onto the scene and just started winning everything in that 27 Kodiak car. Like, he just came out of nowhere, started winning everything, and since then, Rusty Wallace has been basically like one of the guys to beat every single week. If you're gonna win, you gotta beat this 2 car. Rusty Wallace definitely has been a tough nut to crack. Brett Bodine's gotten around Ricky Rudd, and meanwhile, here's the 28 of Davey Allison. And when I said that Davey Allison had the fastest lap earlier today, I was mistaken. I read the timing wrong. It's the 26 that has the fastest time. That would be Ricky Rudd. The caution flag has been flown for the second time today, as Jeff Bodine's going to bring him around to the yellow. And we'll go ahead and see what happened here. And it looks like Hutch Strickland has been turned. Four wide, that's never going to work. Nope. Hutch Strickland and Bobby Hamilton tangle coming off of turn number 2 after going 4 wide. Caution is out here at Martinsville. As we come to drivers on pit road. Well, we go ahead and take a look at this. We will talk about some retirements so far in this race. Terry Labonte, Ernie Irvin, Dale Earnhardt, and Kyle Petty are all out of the race. All of them retiring due to accidents. Jeff Bodine's going to be able... No, I think, yeah, Davey's going to beat him out with that number 1 stall. And Larry Pearson had another hell of a pit stop. That's going to put that 8 car into the 3rd position. Now we got to watch for where that 75 car comes out at. There he is. And he's rolling. Looks like he's going to come out behind the 17. Nope. They'll post him ahead of the 17. Alright. Oof. That is a lot of positions dropped. If that isn't a perfect illustration of just how much of an uphill battle it is to pit from the back straightaway at this track, you basically have to hope for a long green flag run where you're able to just make up a bunch of time. So here we go. Davey Allison has now gotten to the lead, wrestling it away from Jeff Bodine. Larry Pearson in the 8 has moved into the 3rd position. And hello. Ricky Rudd's moved into 4th. We have Rusty Wallace at 5th. How about from Berwick, Pennsylvania, Mr. Excitement Jimmy Spencer up into the 6th position. 7th, we have Tim Richmond. And 8th, Brett Bodine. And 9th, we have Darrell Waltrip. And rounding out the top 10, it was involved in that incident not too long ago. But, hey, he came out 10th. Bobby Hamilton. Some drivers that are not having necessarily a good day. The Junior Johnson cars are really having a miserable go at it. Bill Elliott is in 12th. Sterling Marlin is in 13th. Morgan Shepherd in 14th, not exactly the day that he wanted. Rob Moroso in 15th, that is not too bad of a day for him. Mark Martin continues to have a not really good stretch here as he's back in 16th. Jimmy Hensley competing for Rookie of the Year, he's in 17th. Alan Kulwicki in 18th, really struggling today, he needs to start passing some cars. Rick Mast is in 19th. Harry Gant, the old man, is in 20th. In 21st, Phil Parsons, really fading away after that battle with Ricky Rudd. And last car in the lead lap, Kenny Wallace, in the 24 car, also going for Rookie of the Year. Pace car pulls down onto pit road as the crowd cheers once more, and the green flag is back out here at Martinsville. Davey Allison with a great jump as well. Will anyone try to make it 3 wide? Seems like everyone's going to behave. Dale Jarrett let the 28 by. I wouldn't be surprised if he lets the 9 by as well. I think he might have learned his lesson from the last race start that he got from Tim Richmond. Maybe not. The AT just threw the car down into the corner. He wants to race for that lap, but he's not racing the leader, Stevie Allison. That's really the car he needs to be racing. And finally, the 18 lets the 9 into the position. But Jeff Bodine misses the corner. Ah, there he goes. He's got it that time. Meanwhile, Rusty Wallace will be moving into 3rd here, I assume. Oh, Larry Pearson tried to shut the door. The back-to-back NASCAR Grand National Champion unable to close the deal, though. Rusty Wallace will pass 2 cars in that endeavor. Zeep goes up to the 3rd position. Larry Pearson will fall back to 4th. Ricky Rudd back to 5th. Now we can see DW here in the 6th position trying to find anything he can to get to that low line. And we've got a Hendrick trio, to say the least, here. And we're going to have them go 3 abreast. Schrader looks like he's going to oblige to his actual teammate in Tim Richmond, and not their quasi-teammate in Darrell Waltrip. Tim Richmond will go by the 17. But still not surprising to see how strong that 17 car is. DW known for his many great runs at this track, as the caution flag is back out, it seems. Racing it back to the line, the 28 is... Ooh, bunch of slow cars. As Davey Allison gives the pace car a little bump draft. I'll go ahead and go forward a little bit. And, oh boy, it looks like the bad day for Junior Johnson just got worse. Let's go ahead and see what happened here. It's going to be coming off of turn number 4. Derek Cope's going to dive it in deep. And there goes Marlin around. Sure enough, collects the 11, collects the 6. The 68 also involved. 20, 21. Looks like the 30 is relatively clean. Same with the 15. Big damage on that Mark Martin car. That collected both of the Junior Johnson automobiles. Probably not going to be seeing a good finish from either of them today. So, you want to talk about championship implications? Well, we have a lot of them today. Alan Kulwicki is not running well. He's your points leader coming into this race. He's running 17th. He's probably going to finish outside the top 10. As you can see, the crew really went to work on Mark Martin's car. They just took the whole front end off the car, and they're going to run it looking like that. Now, it is a short track, so you really don't have to worry about those aerodynamics that much. I don't know how much that's actually going to affect the performance of the car. We'll have to see what ends up happening. But yeah, that car definitely looking more like a NASCAR modified than a NASCAR stock car. Bill Elliott's back end all torn up there. Definitely some contact there. Handsome Harry Gant has worked his way into the top 10 along with Phil Parsons. Now Parsons has an opportunity to take the points lead, but I gotta say, you know, Kyle Petty's not run very well today either. So you take a look at the points coming in, and we've got a lot of stuff. We got Tim Richmond running really well. We got Ricky Rudd up here. Rusty Wallace trying to defend a championship. Davey Allison. Jeff Bodine. They're all within striking distance of getting the points lead. And with another race of the points leaders just seemingly not having very good luck at all, if any. It seems like the turmoil within the championship is going to continue. And I imagine more turmoil is going to be coming because the next three races are Talladega, and then you have Dover, and then you have Charlotte, the 600. So, I mean, those are three really chaotic races in a row. Now, one of the ironies of the NASCAR schedule, we are at the shortest track on the schedule right now, the .526 mile paperclip in Martinsville, Virginia. And then we have to travel all the way down to the 2.66 mile super speedway in Talladega, Alabama. Talladega is always a crazy track. And the gray flag is back out. We've got 51 laps to go in this race. And the bumper was used. Here comes Jeff. And I was going to say, I think Dale Jarrett's going to love this, but he's going to have to battle really hard. Oh, getting really tight. Look at this move by Bodine. Can he clear them both in the middle? If he clears them both, that's incredible. That's the best move I've ever seen at Martinsville if he makes that work. He's cleared them! In the middle of 3 wide at Martinsville, Jeff Bodine just pulled an absolute Houdini to take the lead. He just straight up used the bumper to get around Davey Allison, has to maneuver on the outside of Dale Jarrett still, and he still pulls out with the lead. I gotta tell you, that was certainly a white knuckle moment. The fans are absolutely loving that move. Meanwhile, seems like both Allison and Wallace missed their spots there. Here comes DW. He wants a shot at this action. Is Dale Jarrett going to let go of Davey Allison here? The answer is obviously going to be no. Rusty Wallace wants a piece of that pie too. Oh boy, that was a horrible line ran by Allison right there. Rusty Wallace going to put it right there on the curb. And yeah, sure enough, he's going to get around the 28. Chalk up the second position. No! Wallace gets loose getting into turn number 1. Yeah, Wallace really out of shape getting into turn number 1 there. I don't know if he got a little bit of a brake lock up, maybe a wheel hop getting into the corner. Not quite sure what happened there. Either which way, Davey Allison back to second. No, he isn't back to second yet. He didn't clear him. What a move. Whoa! Now Davey Allison, and we got the caution back out. That's why Davey Allison did that. Another caution out at Martinsville. Temper's probably starting to flare up, and this time it's between the rookies. Couple of young guns in the sport here. Jimmy Hensley, Rob Moroso. You see Kenny Wallace there as well. The 66 just goes around. Doesn't look like he contacts anything. And I think NASCAR just threw the yellow flag. Alrighty then. I'm sure Jeff Bodine really appreciates that yellow flag. Jeff Bodine had to have pulled one of the most impressive moves on a restart I've ever seen. We've got to see that again. That was incredible. Here we go. We'll show this in slow motion here. Another angle. See, maybe he didn't even touch him, but he definitely gets underneath him here. Can see them zoom off the corner. Dale Jarrett has no run. And this is the corner where it's like, I have no idea how Jeff Bodine gets through this. He's able to thread the needle. Man, Allison's really squeezing him in from the high line. He tries to turn down, but I think he turns down too early, gets to the gas too early. Has to get out of it. It ruins his drive off. And Dale Jarrett, who has no drive off at all compared to that 9 car, it's just pretty much going to let him go. And Bodine's just going to beat him off the turn. Masterclass of a move there by Jeff. We'll go ahead and take a look and see how these restarts have shaped up the positions further back in the field now. We'll run you through the field here real quick. Jeff Bodine in the lead, Davey Allison in second, Rusty Wallace third, Tim Richmond fourth, Darrell Waltrip in fifth, Ricky Rudd in sixth. Brett Bodine has clawed his way back into seventh. He's probably saying, thank God he doesn't have to pit again. In eighth, we have Rick Mast, which is a pleasant surprise. That 16 cars really struggled. Roush has actually struggled all year long with the inclusion of that second car. Probably shouldn't have expanded. In ninth, we have Phil Parsons. Alan Kulwicki has found his way into the top 10. I don't know how that's happened. In 11th, we have Sterling Marlin. So you got that taken care of. In 12th, we have Harry Gant. 13th, Bill Elliott. 14th, Mark Martin. 15th, Chad Little. 16th, Bobby Hamilton. 17th, Morgan Shepherd. 18th, Jimmy Spencer, as he really fell out after getting into the top 10. 19th, Kenny Wallace. 20th, Rob Moroso. And rounding out the lead lap cars, 21st, Jimmy Hensley. We take a look at the field. Only 4 retirees still remain. That's Terry Labonte, Ernie Irvin, Dale Earnhardt, and Kyle Petty, all retiring due to an accident earlier in the race. As the pace car dives back down, we've got 40 laps to go here at the paperclip. Green flag is back out. And Jeff Bodine wanted to make sure he had nothing to do with that 28 car. He had to do a perfect restart, and he got it. Now we'll see what Wallace is able to do here. Can he dispatch of the 28? 28 is on the outside of a slow car. Did we go back to caution again? Yes, we did. So there's another incident on the track. Man, I'm not quite sure what happened this time. But the old adage, cautions breed cautions. It seems like people are starting to get a little too cutthroat out there. As this time the 5 car is around. I think it's going to be a similar thing here. They're just going to get together coming out of turn number 4. Turns them. And again, no casualties that time. Not sure why NASCAR decided to throw the yellow flag there, but they have decided to do it again. These yellow flags, sometimes they really grind these races to an ass-screeching halt, and this race is absolutely no exception. We'll wait for everyone to line back up in their correct positions. As we're back underneath the yellow flag here. Anyways, we'll go down, since we went through all the lead lap cars last time, we'll at least go through the cars that are not on the lead lap now. Dale Jarrett, he's been the primary focus on a lot of these restarts, but he's actually 2 laps down in the 27th position. He's just trying to get one of his laps back. Ted Musgrave, also 2 laps down in the 55. He's in 28th. 29th, you have Michael Waltrip. And now your first car 1 lap down. That's Derek Cope in the 10. He's in 22nd. Oh, and back, Wally Dellenbach. That's in the 41. He's in 30th. 2 laps down. 23rd, Larry Pearson in the 8. He was in 3rd at one point in this race, but he's fallen so far back, he's actually fallen a lap down. I assume due to the backstretch pit road. There's Jeff Purvis in the 51, 2 laps down in the 31st position. Eddie Bierschwell having a very good race, 1 lap down in the 24th position. We've seen some freak speed out of that 31 car. He was actually up in the top 10 at Bristol at one point before fading away. Eddie Bierschwell, I mean, this is a team that nobody's really even heard of. And he's getting some interesting speed out of these guys. Definitely beating some established teams out there. So really surprising to see as much speed out of this 31 car as we've seen. Here's one of those established teams, the Bobby Allison team, Hutch Strickland in the number 12. And I believe he's actually going to be the last car. Nope, we have Ken Schrader. He's a lap down in 26th. As the lights have gone out on the pace car again, we're going to go on lap 93. That's going to put us at 33 laps to go for this race. And if we haven't stalled for time yet, we're certainly stalling for time now, considering the rate of yellow flags. We haven't had a lot of action lately. Lots of single car incidents. Hopefully incidents continue to be single car. We don't want something wiping out the field. The pace car comes in, and Jeff Bodine needs another perfect start. Here he comes to the line. The green flag is out, and he's got another one. What a move by Bodine. Yeah, safe to say if he wins it, he definitely earned it today. If Bodine's going to be caught, it's got to be underneath the green flag. Yeah, you're not going to get him on one of these restarts. He's too good. He's too good on the restarts. Now the 28's got to clear this 18. Yeah, the 18's holding people up. And if he doesn't, here comes Rusty Wallace. Yeah. Now what does Wallace do? Pretty sure he's just going to try to follow the 18 here. Might even give him a little bit of a bump down the straightaway just to try to get him to move. He might force the issue 3 wide. We've seen him do it before. He's definitely the kind of driver that would force an issue 3 wide like that, but it looks like he just kind of pushed the 18 on by. And he's just going to be able to pass both of them here in turns 3 and 4. And now Davey Allison's going to start falling back. And that's really going to put the driver's seat in the 2 car. Rusty Wallace, can he run down that Jeff Bodine car? He is way out there, though. Jeff Bodine, he's certainly been the dominator of this race to this point. It doesn't mean that he's necessarily going to win. Rusty Wallace, he's been slowly fighting and clawing his way through this field. Finally in clean air, finally in that 2nd position. And we know how fast this 2 car is. This 2 car is just as fast as the 75, if not faster. So, and we know that that 75 car was certainly faster than either the 9 or the 28. So we'll see what ends up happening here with this 2 car. Well, Tim Richmond's also got the clean air now with the 25 in 3rd. We'll see what happens with him. The battle for 4th now happens. Darrell Waltrip trying to get around Davey Allison. We thought maybe this would be Davey's day again. It's not looking like that's going to be the case. That 28 car seems to be fading as he's now fallen to the outer edges of the top 5. And now we got a battle for 6. This is between Rick Mast and Brett Bodine. Brett Bodine turns to 16. Will that be a yellow? He got turned in front of the field. I imagine it will be. And yes, it will be. And we gotta line everyone up again. 26 laps to go. You gotta think that the bad luck continues for Roush Racing. They have just not been hitting the bar at all this season. Rick Mass looks like he's going to get a top 10, and he just gets straight up taken out by what is probably a faster car. Here it is again, different camera angle. They go into this corner 3 wide. Yep, Brett Bodine's just there. He just turns the wheel to the right. Yep. Seen it happen several times today. Luckily the 16 doesn't collect anyone. Everyone's able to skirt on by. As the caution flag is back displayed here at Martinsville, 24 laps to go when we get to the line there. So I guess we'll go through the field one more time with the lead lap cars just to see if any changes have happened, because I'm sure there have been. Jeff Bodine is your leader, Rusty Wallace in second, Tim Richmond in third. We have Darrell Waltrip in fourth, Davey Allison falling back to fifth as his car's starting to unravel. In sixth, we have Ricky Rudd. Seventh, Brett Bodine, as he's trying to get through cars, and obviously he's very frustrated. He knows he's got a fast car. He knows he's got a car that can win, but he's just been unfortunately victimized by the backstretch pit rule, and he finds himself in a position that's, well, not winning. Phil Parsons running in 8th. I imagine he'll be your points leader at the end of this race. And 9th, you have Chad Little, who's having one of the best runs of his career right now. He hasn't had many top 10 runs to this point. He's had several top 20 runs and showed a lot of promise as a owner-driver crew last year. And this year, he's done really well for Bud Moore. 10th, we have Sterling Marlin. That 22 team would like to finish better than 10th, I imagine. In 11th, Alan Kulwicki. He'll probably fall to second in points with that finish. We'll have to see how the final point standings fall out. In 12th, handsome Harry Gant. It's been a while since he's really run well. 13th, Jimmy Spencer. 14th and 15th, you have the two rookies battling each other, Kenny Wallace, Jimmy Hensley. In 16th, you have Mark Martin. 17th, Bill Elliott. He's got to get around people. 18th, Rob Moroso. 19th, Bobby Hamilton. 20th, Morgan Shepard. And 21st, the guy that just got spun out. So now Jeff Bodine's got Rusty Wallace, the defending Winston Cup Throwbacks champion, behind him. Pace car pulls down on the pit road. The green flag is out. Bodine did not get the jump that he wanted. He's within striking distance of the 2. Does the 2 use the bumper? And Jeff Bodine has gotten to the clean air in front of Dale Jarrett. Huge. We'll see if that's a race-winning move or not. We're going to have to see what the real race-winning move is here. I don't think we're done with cautions. There's a very good chance this race might end underneath a yellow. And it's really going to be who ends up getting the best jump on the last restart of the race. Now, if this was the last restart of the race, I'm pretty sure that your winner is going to be Jeff Bodine, as Bodine's really struggling not Bodine, but Rusty Wallace really struggling to dispatch this 18 car right now. Dale Jarrett's been doing a hell of a job trying to hold that inside line all day. Looks like the two's finally able to get around him. And there you see Larry Pearson going to the outside of Tim Richmond there. And we've got a battle for third. Wow, Derek Cope really giving Ernie Irvin not quite. Davey Allison the squeeze there. Gave Davey Allison the squeeze. And here's Darrell Waltrip in the 5th position. And now Brett Bodine's starting to cut through the field again. Now we watch and we wait. Can Rusty Wallace run down Jeff Bodine? He's got 15 laps to do it. Rusty Wallace is faster than Jeff Bodine. That last lap time by Jeff Bodine, average speed 89.5 miles an hour. Rusty Wallace that time around 89.9 miles an hour. So huge difference between the leaders. It looks like it's about 0.3 of a mile an hour. That is actually quite a big difference. So unless lap traffic gets involved here, we're going to see Rusty Wallace close up to the bumper of the 9. As we watch the laps tick down, we'll see who is able to win the grandfather clock here at the paperclip. One of the most unique trophies in all of motorsports, where you go ahead and win here at the paperclip in Martinsville. You receive a brand new grandfather clock, handcrafted. And it's always special to win one of these events here. It is such a difficult track to actually win at. It seems like the pace of the two has slowed, and now the fastest car on the track, the 25 of Tim Richmond. Crazy how that works. Actually, the fastest car on the track is probably the 75 of Brett Bodine. He has powered his way to the 4th position. He's just got no time for anyone, and my goodness, if this 75 car actually had enough time to be able to maneuver around all of these cars and get up to the lead, race would be over. 75 would just win. So, whew. Horrible lap for Bodine. Wallace is coming, but I don't think he's coming fast enough. Wallace has pulled it in to be about 4 or 5 car lengths behind Bodine, as Wallace is consistently 2 to 0.3 of a mile an hour faster per lap. But also, Tim Richmond is another 2 to 0.3 of a mile an hour per lap faster than both of them. As far as lap traffic, I don't think it's going to be any concern. They're still about a quarter of a lap up, an entire straightaway up on the leaders right now. I don't think lap traffic will be a concern. We'll have to see how that plays out. Rusty Wallace is coming. See, the lap times that time around about the same. Meanwhile, Tim Richmond easily the fastest that time around, an 89.2 from Richmond, 88.9 for both Bodine and Wallace. 6 to go. $88.8 for Bodine, $88.9 for Wallace, $89.1 for Richmond. I just don't think that there's enough time for Wallace to get there. I feel like he's closed in now to 2 to 3 car lengths back. But he's just out of time, I feel. He's there. He'll get within bumper distance. I feel like Bodine really messed up turn 2 there. Yeah, Wallace is definitely a lot closer now. 4 to go. Wallace still faster. Yeah, I just feel like he's inching towards Bodine when he needs to be taking leaps and bounds to go up and get him. If he was able to pass Dale Jarrett maybe a lap or two earlier, he would have been able to catch this 9 car, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Both of those laps were in 88.6. Richmond in 89 flat. Wow. If this race ran to lap 130, we'd have an insane 3-way battle for the lead, but it looks like Bodine's going to hold everyone off here. 2 laps to go. Does Rusty Wallace have anything left to challenge Jeff Bodine? It's not going to happen. Bodine's got him. White flag is out. Bodine just needs 2 more really good corners here. One mistake, and this could easily fall into the hands of Rusty Wallace or Tim Richmond. Wallace sends it into 3. He's not going to be close enough. Jeff Bodine's going to come off at turn number 4, and he's going to win the Haynes 500 here at Martinsville. And both of the Bodine brothers will come away with top 5s. Alan Kulwicki improves his finishing position to 10th. We'll have to see how the standings look at the end of this race, but your winner, Jeff Bodine. W number 2 on the season. Maybe Bill Elliott should have stayed with this 9 team. They've got a lot more speed than we originally thought. We go ahead and take a look at the points, and yes, Alan Kulwicki will retain the points lead. Phil Parsons still in second. Tim Richmond is now the only driver to have 6 top 10s so far this season, as Bill Elliott was unable to pull that off. Jeff Bodine, with all those laps led, just an incredible run. Second driver to have multiple wins this season, and woof. This points battle is still very, very close. Everyone inside of the top 10 is actually still within a race of grabbing the points lead. 8 races into the season, and you want to talk about being within a race of the points lead. Let's talk about Talladega. That's the next race on the schedule. It's one of the Winston Million races. We'll see you then.